Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and today I have a secret. I have an entire stack of eyeshadow palettes that I have purchased over the last few years that I have either worn once and forgotten I used it, or I have never worn. So today I'm bringing you my Eyeshadows of Shame collection, and I am going to do a palette bingo. I think what I want to do with these palettes is I'm going to share them with you. I have already input them in my Decide Now wheel app, and I'm going to spin the wheel, pick an eyeshadow palette, do a look, and then for the next year, I'm going to do that either every 2 weeks or maybe every month, and do dedicate a week to using the eyeshadow palette that has been spun for me. I'm going to, I think, insert that clip into my next Shop My Stash and future Shopped My Stashes. Well, maybe not, because I do those bi-monthly. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this, but let me go ahead and introduce you to my Shadows of Shame, and then I think we'll do a palette bingo and put something on my eyes. I have everything else done. Yes, look, I've got eye bags. This is just how it is. This is just the way my eye sockets are. We're living with it. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to pull off I'm going to start with the smallest palettes and finish with the larger palettes. So the first palette on my stack, this one is this one is so old. This is the Wet eyeshadow palette. This was in collaboration with Bretman Rock, and full disclosure, I've never seen a Bretman Rock video, but this is the palette. It is a palette full of these gorgeous blues and a silver and these two neutral beige and brown, a light brown, and these colors are stunning, but I have never used it. I've never used it. I have swatched it, but I have never once put these on my eyes in an eyeshadow look. And I don't have a reason for not doing so. I just haven't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why. There's not a year on the back of these, but maybe I'll pop this up on the screen if I can find it. But yeah, it's a beautiful palette. This is a beautiful blue color story here. I've just never worn these. And welcome to my Shadows of Shame. So the next palette is a newer palette. It's actually one of the newest. It's not the newest, it's one of the newest. And that is the BH Cosmetics Amethyst palette. I picked this one up in January. I know it's upside down, sorry. I picked this one up in January. It's my birthstone. So I wanted to see what this collection was about. And I have swatched it, but I have not used it. I think part of it is this glitter Street Smart is so chunky, and I just kind of haven't reached for the palette. I don't know if it's just because of that or because I just haven't felt like it. I'm not much of a reds eyeshadow wearer, so it just doesn't really call to me. And honestly, I'm not sure why I bought it. I don't hate it. I really like BH Cosmetics quality, but I don't know, it's just not a color story that really speaks to me. So next is also an eyeshadow palette that I bought this year. It's beautiful. I know that I have used some of the eyeshadows, and that is the Ruby May Cosmetics Peppermint Mocha eyeshadow palette. It looks like this. It is 9 eyeshadows with some of the most amazing shimmers that I have ever put on my face. I know that I have used Cranberry. I know that I have used Peppermint, I think, is that green peppermint? I'm not quite sure, but it's just a really pretty color story and a really pretty formula. I just haven't really done more than one look with it. Along with that is the Ruby May Spiced Latte palette. Now I have used this eyeshadow. I have used Plum. I have used Cinnamon. But but that's it. I haven't used any other shadows in here, and it's another beautiful color story. It's got these stunning foiled shadows here, and I just haven't done any dedicated looks with it. I mean, there's no reason why I haven't, I just haven't. So the next one is another older palette, and this is the Snow White Besame Just Keep Singing palette. No, Keep Singing eyeshadow palette. And if I can get it open, it looks like this. And I'm pretty sure I showed you this when I was featuring yellow eyeshadows, and it's got this metallic reflective, it's just a piece of metal, so you're gonna see everything behind as well. Hopefully I can get some of these colors to show. But it's a beautiful palette. It's a beautiful color story. Again, I've swatched them all, but haven't sat down and done a look with them. The next palette is actually, these are all from the same brand now. And the first is the Shroud Cosmetics Creepy Cute palette. I bought this in a trio with the other palettes coming up, so spoiler alert. And I haven't used this one either. This one is a beautiful pastel palette, which I think would be perfect for spring. And I just, again, haven't used it yet. And there's no reason I haven't. I just haven't. Next up is the Divinity Palette. This is, yeah, the Divinity Palette. And again, this is another stunning color story. I love this purple and this green down here, but I just, again, haven't used it. These are some beautiful mattes, that beautiful purple shimmer. This beautiful champagne shimmer is stunning too, and welcome to the pile. And last is the Arcana Palette by Shroud Cosmetics. Now this one I think I have done at least 2 looks with, but I can't remember them. So it looks like this. This is definitely more of a grungy fall palette to me. So I'm hoping that I don't spin this, but you know, I could get some really pretty spring and summer looks with this Alchemy, Mystic, and Enchantress down here. Nocturnal is a very pretty color, and that Shroud is a lovely, lovely blue. So, I mean, maybe I could pull some really pretty colors with that. I think that might be nice. But we're going to see what the wheel has in store for us in just a little bit. All right, up next, all of these are from Urban Decay. Yes, I have eyeshadows from Urban Decay that I have not used. So the first up is another really old palette, and this one is a collab that I don't remember seeing a whole lot about, and it was there and gone. And that is the Urban Decay Kristen Leanne palette. And I even still have, I'm going to show it to you upside down, but I even still have the eyeshadow brush in here. And I bought it brand new when it was first launched, and it's now down on the floor, so it's just going to have to stay there until I pick it up. But this is another really beautiful color story, and I just haven't used it. I mean, all of these shimmer shades are just so stunning. 13th Floor is a really pretty, just a deep matte black, and I just haven't used it. But it's gorgeous. So the next eyeshadow palette I have is actually my newest, and that is the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette. And let me just go ahead and take that brush out. And this is what it looks like. I think by now everybody has seen this. It's just a gorgeous palette again. Sorry it's upside down. But it's just beautiful, and I haven't made any time to play with it. It's the newest one in my collection. And I've swatched it quite a few times just to see and feel that formula, but I have not done I've not put that one on my eyes at all. Next is another one that's a little bit older, and these last two are pretty close in age. And I'm not sure why. I know I've done some looks with this, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. And I have done a few looks with it, but it's been so long that it kind of, to me, qualifies as it belongs in the pile, because I know I haven't used all of them. And it's just this. And I love doing red and berry tones, and hopefully that's in focus there. And it's just a really pretty color story, and I mean, I know this didn't get a whole lot of love when it came out. It still doesn't get a whole lot of love, but it's a really nice color story. It's not traditional nudes. It's definitely very pretty. It's got some really gorgeous berries that look really lovely on green eyes, and some of these really beautiful pinks. And I don't understand why it didn't get the love that like the Naked Honey does, and even the new Wild West. This is a really nice color story. Again, I just haven't used it much. And the next is a holiday release palette. And again, this is one of those metallic palettes. It's going to be really hard to show you, but it is the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. And the one side looks like this. It's got the more neutral metallics. This is an all metallic palette. It's got these more neutral metallics, and it's very pretty. And then the other side has these stunning jewel tones, and it's so pretty. And I love this shade Dive. I love the shade Amp. Metalhead is one of my favorites. These over here. And I know for a fact that I haven't used every shade in this palette. So that's the kind of the purpose and the point of this project now, this my Shadows of Shame project, I guess we'll call it, because I want to make sure that I use every single shadow from these palettes that either I've only maybe used once or twice, but haven't used every shade. And the last in my Shadows of Shame is still in the plastic, and that is my BH Cosmetics Naughty palette. This massive, bigger than my head palette. And it is stunning. Again, I have the plastic on it, so we're getting reflection. Sorry about that. But this one is just beautiful. It's got a beautiful color story. There's lots of neutrals in here. There's a couple of duochrome shades in here, right here and here. I think ornaments and candied fruit. There's some beautiful shimmers, and I haven't even taken it out of the plastic. So I have, I think, a total of 12 palettes. So if I do this one a month and really do a focused week, you know, each month, I can get through all of these at least in a year. So what I'm going to do now is I have this Decide Now app here, and I will spin the wheel. Oh my goodness, sorry. I'm going to spin the wheel, and I have it unused palettes, though. I'll probably rename that Shadows of Shame here. And I'll spin the wheel, and then once I've chosen a palette, I will remove it from the wheel. So each month there'll be fewer and fewer here. As long as I don't buy any more eyeshadow palettes this year. No promises, but clearly I don't need to. Clearly I don't need to. I think I pretty much have every color of the rainbow here. I do not need to buy another eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to spin the wheel, and we've got Divinity. All right, we see Divinity. Divinity is our chosen palette. So I'm going to clear up this palette mess. I am going to get out Divinity, and we are going to do our first eyeshadow look using Divinity. Hello up close. All right, I'm going to use my Divinity palette here, and I think, you know, I just kind of want to do something a little bit neutral today. I know that I just said that this purple is so pretty, and let me see if I can swatch it for you. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. Look at this. Ooh, she's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. But I don't want to use it today. I think I'm going to do something that's just a little bit on the neutral side. Oh my goodness, that's quite messy. That's okay. I kind of want to, you know, just in a neutral kind of mood. So I think what I'm going to do is I might take Freya here in the crease and blend it out with this Rati, and maybe do some of this Hathor on the lid. And I don't know. Let's just kind of go with it. I've got my brushes here. I've pulled out a few different shades of eyeliner. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow here. So I'm going to do one eye on camera with you, and then I'll match it off camera if I can. So I'm just going to start with Freya in the crease here, and we'll go with that. We're just going to start off with this today. And speaking of Freya, I realized that I will be adding to my Eyeshadows of Shame stack here very soon, because I ordered the Odin's Eye. I ordered the Odin's Eye Cosmetics large mystery box, and I think I am guaranteed an eyeshadow palette in that box. What is that? I don't know what that is. Let's get that off there. But this Freya is a really gorgeous, it's kind of a burgundy, a plummy burgundy color. So pretty. And I think my lights might be just a little bit too bright. Let me fix this. Oh my goodness. Oof. I think this might be just a little too bright. Let's turn that down some. Oh, nope, wrong way. There we go. Nope. There we go. I think that's better. Thanks. All right. See, we're all learning here. Okay. So it doesn't help that the outside lighting is quite variable too. So anyway, what was I saying? Freya Odin's Eye. Oh yes, so I'm guaranteed an eyeshadow palette there. I also ordered a... Send help. I also ordered Copacetic Cosmetics is a small indie brand that I've been wanting to try too, and they often, I think every month, they run a $2 Tuesday deal, and I've been keeping my eye on them for a little while. Excuse me. I've been keeping my eye on them for a little while, and they're $2 Tuesday this month, April. This last month. Whenever this is going up, I have no idea. I'm trying to pre-film some. I'm getting ahead of myself. Back to Copacetic Cosmetics. They did a $2 Tuesday that featured Doctor Who themed eyeshadows, and I grabbed a bunch, so let's look for that too. Trying a new brand here. All right, so in that crease with Freya, I really like that really pretty burgundy. I'm going to take a little bit of a more dense pencil brush. This is just my e.l.f. eyeshadow blending eye brush. Just going to pull that down here a little bit. So yeah, I definitely am going to be adding to my Eyeshadows of Shame wheel here very, very soon. Don't judge me. I'm good enough at that myself. And but I think doing this is going to really help me focus on my eyeshadows and really get me to focus more on what I have instead of buying new. I have some ideas for a couple of other video projects that I want to do, and I'm currently filming just a little bit ahead because I am going to be getting my second COVID vaccine here next week, and want to make sure that I have my content up and ready in case it knocks me on my butt. Okay, so here it looks kind of like you can see some more of that burgundy red on the lid there. I really like that. I like the shape that it's pulling to. I'm just going to pull this up just a little tiny bit in here, just packing in where those folds and my creases in my eye are. Because you can see like that, I just kind of tap and nudge that pigment in there. And I like that. So now I'm going to take the shade Rati, which is right next to it. It's this, I don't want to say it's, I mean, it's kind of a beige color. So let's see how it blends out. I'm just going to use that along the edge here and see what it looks like. It's kind of a beige, but it's got a little bit of warmth to it too. It's kind of almost a peachy, like a slight peachy, slight peachy beige. I'm on board with it. Okay. I'm just going to take a lot of it and I'm going to pack it on the lid here because I kind of like this matte eye look. I think that's kind of what I want to go for today. Kind of a matte, neutral-ish eye. I don't know. That's just who I am today. And I think it's blending beautifully with that Freya color. I like that. I like that. It's different than something I would normally choose, but I like it. All right. Just gonna blend that in there. Blend on the edge. Go back over with Freya. This is a Shany, one of my Shany brushes. I love these brushes. They're affordable and they do a good job. All right, so now I'm going to take a smaller pencil brush if I can find one. I'm going to take this little e.l.f. brush, a little tiny pencil brush, and I'm going to dip into that shade Hathor right there. And I think I'm going to use that one as my inner corner here. I wanted mostly matte, but we can use some shimmer. My house, my rules, right? So I'm just going to pull that in there a little bit. Not too much, because I want the mattes to be the focus. All right, and now for the eyeliner. Do I want copper or do I want brown? Let's do copper. This is the shade Lucky by Urban Decay, the 24/7 eyeliner, and I'm going to do, we'll make this the shimmery bit of the look today. I like that. All right, and then with my same brush, I'm going to dip into the shade Aphrodite, which is this shade here. And I'm going to put that underneath because I like that orange. I think that's really pretty. It's like a red orange, not an orange. Actually, I should be looking up for this. Bring that in and over. All right, and then I'm going to use that same brush and I'm going to dip into Freya. And I'm going to go outside here. And then back into Aphrodite. Use just enough orange to not be too much. And then I'm going to take that same brush, go back into Rati and underneath, blend some of that out. And back onto the lid with a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to use my fingertip for this matte. And see, it looks a little bit different. So let's see. It'll do. All right, back into Hathor, and just want to do a little bit underneath there, brighten it up some. All right, I think I'm going to fix that inner corner blend right a little bit, and then I'm going to do the same look on this side and be right back with the finished look. Here's the finished look. I am really happy with how this turned out, and I'm actually pretty excited to keep playing with this week, this month. First up, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do looks and just take little mini video clips, and then when I do my my next wheel spin for the next palette, I'll go over the looks that I did with this palette and kind of do a little bit of a like a roundup review type thing, semi-inspired by Kat from Kitsch Snitch from Beauty News. She does a 1 week, 1 palette, and then she does kind of her little looks in there, and I think that's kind of the format I might try to go for. I'll do my looks with it, and then I will pick the next palette for the next one, and I'll do a look with you all if that's something that interests you. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm going to do some more looks with these, take some little shorts with it, and then yeah, I think that's gonna be the plan going forward. If I change my mind, you'll hear it first or see it first, whichever. If you can't wait until the next time that I post with my little roundup, you can always come follow me on Instagram at tiffany.hamlin. I leave that in the description below, and I usually post my looks there as well. And I mean, is this neutral? Probably not really, but yeah, I like it. See, I pulled some of that shimmer up here so it looks a little bit different shape, but yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. That's it for today. Do you have any makeup in your collection in your own pile of shame? I also have a bag of lipsticks that is a separate pile of shame, but let's just do eyeshadows for now. I don't want to take on too much. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any of these eyeshadow palettes, what you think of these eyeshadow palettes, what maybe you might be most excited about. I'm actually kind of excited about this project. And yeah, thanks so much for sticking with me. I look forward to this journey with you. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe on the way out. I'm so happy you're here with me today, spending time with me, and come on back for the next one. Until next time, take care.